Ta-da! And back at you with another video. And welcome to another edition of Stop the Capping. I'm your host, Ahmad. And let's talk about a few things that's going on in our society today. Let's talk about what is going on in the world today. Let's talk about parenting and education. Because it seems to be a problem here in the United States. It seems to be a problem with parenting and education. What I mean by parenting is, unfortunately for us, it's African Americans, we're not doing we're doing a disservice to our kids by not properly guiding and teaching them in the home. And I'm not saying all parents are not guiding and teaching their kids proper conduct and behavior, because sometimes a parent can teach proper behavior, proper conduct, proper protocol in the home, but the child can leave that home and be influenced, can be easily influenced and manipulated to do things that they would normally do if their mother and father could see what they're doing. If they know their mother and father could see what they're doing, and when they got home, they would have to answer for what they did while they outside of the home, they wouldn't do it. And it's those kids that's getting caught up. Those that normally aren't bad kids, but they can be easily manipulated and influenced by the friendship of so-called others. A lot of young men and a lot of these young women are easily influenced by so-called friends of others. This needs to be accepted, to be liked, to be a part of. We as parents, we need to teach kids that you don't need to be a part of anything, but be yourself. Learn to be yourself. Things that's going on today are not the beginning, and it doesn't seem to be the ending. Bullying, manipulation, that went on when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old. I'm 65 now. It's 2025. Those same events that was going on back in my time are even here present now. But now they're present here with things that can take lives faster than others. Now, those same things that were present back then, there were guns back when I was a kid. But we as kids, as teenagers, as youth, we knew not to touch those things. Now, our 14, 13, 12 years old, 15 years old, that's not off limits. They can be easily influenced to go get those type of things, to settle their disputes, to settle their arguments. They can easily be influenced to take those devices, the same devices that were out when we were 13, 14, 15 years old, but never would touch them. Now our kids today can be influenced by others to partake of those devices for illegal uses. Now we have 13 and 14-year-olds doing things that we as kids did not do. And why is that? Proper parenting prevents piss poor performance. Listen to what I'm saying. Proper parenting prevents piss poor performance. If you're properly teaching your sons and daughters in the home, hopefully they won't be influenced by so-called friends once they leave the home. And that's the problem we need to teach our kids. Do not be influenced by so-called friends. A friend going to the store telling you to watch the store while he steals something, knowing that y'all all could get caught. You need to inform and let your child know that's not his friend. These are things that I had to teach my sons and daughters. Do not walk into an establishment with so-called friends telling you to steal something, or hold something, or take something, or put something that you did not pay for, and he did not pay for, or she did not pay for. You decline, deny, stop, I'm not doing it, and keep it moving. If you have to walk away and leave that group, so be it. Walk away and leave them. Because if you let yourself get influenced by my friend, my this, your friend's not going to stop you when I tear your behind up. Your friend's not going to stop you when I'm whipping your ass for doing what I told you not to do. When I got to go down to that police station to pick you or her up because you disobeyed what I instructed you to do. We as parents need to instill some discipline within our kids. We as parents need to instill some discipline in our household. You can love your son and daughter, but still teach discipline, still teach moral value, still teach proper ethics, still teach a sense of right and wrong. Whether you believe in God or don't believe in God, you still can teach a basic principle of right and wrong. That starts in your home. It starts in your home, and I think it should be repeated once they get to school. I think teachers should be teaching morals. They should be teaching value. They should be teaching discipline. They should be teaching ethics. At one point, we did have religion in schools. This is supposed to be a Christian country, but we don't teach Christian values. Now, because we have all walks of life within our community now. Not everybody's a Christian. So now we can't teach Christian value to a Muslim kid. Or we can't teach a Christian value to a Hindu, or so forth and so on. But this is supposed to be a Christian country. You know this is a Christian country. You know this is Christian principles and value being here. You sought to come here and live. True, you have a right to believe as you want to, but should our core values be stopped because we have someone who don't believe in God? Should America's core value of saying this is a Christian country, should we stop teaching Christianity because we have other races here when this is supposed to be a Christian country? You go to Saudi Arabia, are they going to stop not teaching Islam? Are they going to stop not having prayer? Are they going to stop shutting down their country left, right, and center for prayer because they have other races and nationalities living within their country? Or are they going to be like, if you want to be here, you're going to have to adapt and adjust to what's going on here? That is an issue here within our community, within our culture, within our country. We have so many outside influences here that our core value no longer exists. We have all types of nationality, all types of walks of life here in the United States here in 2025. But yet we say we are a Christian country. Our Christian values is like, hey, you do that on your own time. You do that in your household. But when you walk here on the streets of society, we're just a society. A society of what? We have to stand on something. We have to have some type of value, some type of ethics, some type of principle. We just can't be out here, a bunch of men and women, just walking around here. It's not going to work. Because our kids are going to be brought up in a society with no values, no morals, no ethics, no nothing. They're just out here and they're doing what? They're wilding out. We got to start teaching some values, some principles, some discipline within the home, and we need to have that being enforced in our school system. It used to be there. Who took it out? Who decided that core values of morals, ethics, principles, value, a sense of right and wrong, who decided that should not be taught in the school? Who decided to take that out of the education curriculum? Who decided only a kid needs to know reading, writing, and arithmetic, but no core value to go along with those other traits? Who decided to put it out of the education system? It was there. Who decided that those core values right there that I just listed off needs to come out of education? Who decided it? And why was it decided to take it out? It's okay to teach about homosexuality. It's okay to teach about lesbianism. It's okay to have it and so forth and discuss it, but it's not okay to discuss God. We can talk about respecting other people's religious belief, but we're not going to teach religion. It's okay to talk about gays and homosexuality and there being a right to do what they're doing just because it's different to us, just because it's not the norm for us. It's okay to have that in our society. It's okay to teach that. But we're not going to teach nothing else. I just wanted to make it make sense, people. Because clearly something's not working in our society if this is constantly being a burden left, right, and center. We got 13 years old out here carjacking. 13 years old out here doing armed robbery. Boys and girls. We got boys and girls, youth, out here committing heinous crimes like this of the highest order. Who decided that these core values should be removed from the educational system? We need better guidance as parents. We make better parents, we make and create better children. We educate our parents better, our parents will educate their kids better. We have too many parents who are not properly educated making and having kids. That is the number one issue in our society. Too many parents not properly educated, not properly stable to bring another child into this world. And they're doing it by any means necessary, and those means are not necessarily correct for the child or for themselves. We are creating too many lives, and we are not properly prepared to create lives, especially in our community as African Americans. Too many of our youths are falling victim to piss poor parenting. Too many of our kids are falling victim to decision makings and manipulation by other kids that's supposed to be their so-called friends. See, your child will listen to his friend more so than he will listen to you. I was never that way as a child. You can never convince me to do something that my parents told me not to do. I didn't do it. I had the same influence that other kids had. I was no different from any other kids. Those same influences was around me when I was a child that's present here today. My family owned a store as a kid, me growing up. You think I was going to go in the store and stand by and let another kid steal something, and my father and mother owned the store, and I was just going to stand there and watch you steal something? It wasn't about to happen. You can say, "Oh, I'm just talking." I was a child. It was done. I didn't do it. I didn't stand by and let one of my friends steal something and I watched the door for them, or I watched and see somebody looking. I did not. Point blank and period. You weren't about to put me in no trouble and have my father come grab me from jail, because you weren't going to be around to take that ass whooping I was about to get. So you weren't about to influence me to do nothing that I knew was wrong. You weren't about to influence me to do anything that my parents and mother had not engaged and told me and instilled in me as a child that was wrong and not to do it. I don't care who you was. I'll leave your ass directly where I found you at, right there, standing. You get caught, you just be another dumbass that ain't in school tomorrow because you got caught up. We be laughing, talking about your goofy ass stealing something out the store and got caught. But you weren't about to catch me doing such foolishness. You weren't about to catch me being influenced by another goofy to go out there and do something stupid. Talking about we friends. Bullshit. We need to start holding our kids accountable for their actions outside of the home. And I'm not saying all parents are not teaching their kids proper values. I'm just saying we have those 1%ers. And those 1%ers are causing a discord within society. Those 1%ers are making us look bad as parents. Because every time you look up, we got a 1%er out here doing something stupid. Left, right, and center. And those 1%ers are making big news. Carjacking, shooting, killings, robbing, stealing, muggings, assault. Too many 1%ers are popping up left, right, and center. Doing hideous crimes. And then the first thing we in society said, where is the parents? Who are the parents? What is going on in that household? Which is why I said we have too many piss poor parenting kids. We have too many parents bringing kids in the world who are not properly prepared to be parents of a child. Let's just make it make sense. We have too many parents making kids that are not properly prepared to do so. They're not financially stable. They're not mentally stable. They're not educationally stable. And they're not morally stable to bring another child into this world and to conduct and teach that child properly as a child should be nurtured to do so. They're just not. And we have too many incidents like this. We have too many unprepared parents bringing kids into the world. We have too many unprepared mothers and fathers bringing kids in the world. Too many. If you don't have proper guidance and understanding as a parent, how are you going to bring another child in and give them that same proper parenting that they should have? You're going to fall short. Somewhere, some point, somehow, you're going to fall short. That child's going to fall short. That child's going to end up to being a 1%er. Doing something stupid. Doing something egregious. That's going to cause pain, suffering, not only to you, to him, but to someone else. Which is the incident we had just a month ago with 10 middle-aged students out here attacking an adult and her child. And then the first thing we do, where is the parents? I just answered. Parents creating kids that are not prepared to create kids. Parents having kids that are not being properly trained and educated in their homes. Kids that are being easily influenced by other kids to do things that they may have been taught not to do in the home. I'm not going to say all parents didn't teach their kids right and wrong. Some kids, some children can be easily manipulated and influenced by other kids outside of the home to do things that they know and have been told not to do. I had to instill in my sons and daughters not to do and act such a way. Those are not your friends. Walk away from them. You may like he and ha with them, but they are not your friends. Your best interest is not their interest. Knowing that you can get caught, they can get caught, and you can end up being arrested. Me and your mom having to come and get you from a juvenile institution or jail, whatever, for some kind of piss poor conduct, piss poor decision that you made. Those are not your friends. We as parents need to instill the importance of instilling in our kids those type of decision makings fall on you when you're outside of this door. You need to make better decisions when you walk out that door. Because your conscience is going to tell you, you know you're doing wrong. So listen to it. Those kids are not your friends. Your best interest is not their interest. Choose wisely who you consider a friend. We, as parents, need to instill in our kids to make better choices as kids as who they select as a friend. Who they can put that title on, my friend. Your friends out there getting you steal, rob, doing something, that's not your friend. That's your accomplice. He needs you to help him accomplish his foolishness. We as parents need to instill in our kids proper decision making. They're not your friends. Your best interest is not theirs. We have to instill that into our kids. Teachers need to instill this in their students. That's why who decided to take moral values and principles out of the education system? Who decided to take religion out of the education system? But you say this is a Christian country, but you don't follow Christian values. You don't follow no kind of value. It's just one for all and all for one. Do whatever you want to do. How's that working for us here in the United States? How is that really working for us? How's it working? Look around you. Is that really working for us? Is it truly, truly, really working and benefiting us as a society? Look around. Please leave your comments, your suggestions, your understanding. If you have some type of parenting skill that works for you, put it in the comment section. You may benefit another parent or parents. You may benefit a single parent. Don't be afraid to communicate. Don't be afraid to talk. We talk about all type of foolishness, but when it's something of value, we shut up. We don't say nothing. We sit around and just look, complain, criticize, but we don't communicate to each other. We all have different parenting that works for us, that don't work for the other, but no one talks about that. So leave your comments, your suggestions, your opinions in the comment section, please. If you think our education value and core has changed in the last 20 to 30 years, put that in there. Do you think we need to add more of this and less of that? Are we too much worried about reading, writing, and arithmetic instead of making better human beings? Are we too much making the next workforce personnel instead of making a better human being? Sure, we have faster cars, better technology, this, forth, and that, but are we really creating better human beings? Because all this wealth that we're trying to attain and achieve and get, we're not taking it with us. It is not going with us. None of this shit that we're trying to create faster, better, is going with us. It is not. And that's point blank and period the truth. We're not taking none of this shit with us. But you are going to take your morals, values, and principles with you, because that's going to die with you. How you conduct yourself, what kind of person you are, what kind of person you was while you was on this earth, all that's going with you. That's what you're going to take out here with you. You're a good human being, you'll leave here a good human being. You a shitty person, a shitty human being, that's what you're going to leave out of this world with, being. Sure, the Lord may be forgiving you on the other side. But when they marked you off and took you out to this grave, you left here as what? A shitty human being. Those are your values that you're taking with you. You was a good person here, that's what you're going to take here with you. That was a good human being that left this earth. That was a shitty human being that left this earth. That's what you're taking with you. All your riches, your wealth, none of that shit is following you. It is not going with you. Someone else will reap the benefits of what you leave behind in some form or fashion. So where did our education and our parenting fall short? Where? Where did we have a discord in our parenting and in the educational system as far as value, principle, discipline, ethics, and moral? What happened to that? Who decided that those core values should be taken out and these added in here? Who decided that? We need to sit back, sit down, and look at the core value of what we're trying to create as human beings. Kids are stronger, they're smarter, but they have no ethic, no values, no moral. So what kind of human beings are we trying to create moving forward? What are we really trying to create as a human being? Thank you for this edition of Stop the Capping. I'm your host, Ahmad. I hope you enjoyed this evening. Please leave your comment, your opinions, your suggestions in the comment section. There may be others who have watched this episode and can gain something from your values, from your comments, from your suggestions. Whether you dislike the video, that's up to you to decide. All I'm asking you to do, if you have suggestions and comments that can help another individual, another parent, so forth and so on, leave that comment in the section. It always don't have to be about me and my opinions. We're all here on this earth at some point, and we're all going to leave here at some point and some time. But while we're here, why not work together as one? We can put each other down, left, right, and center. But pulling me down, me pulling you down, at the end of the day, you're still going in the ground. At the end of the day, what you have achieved is not leaving here. What you've grasped in the hand is not leaving here. Somebody else will take the benefit of that when you're gone. But the core that's inside of you, whether you're a good person or a bad person, that's what's going to leave out of here when you leave here. That's what you're taking with you. That's all you're taking with you. Because what kind of person you was when you left this earth. So thank you for watching this edition of Stopping the Cap. I'm your host, Ahmad. Until then, I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.